Hello everyone. Welcome back to the session on Geography of India. I, Dr. Indu TK, Faculty of Department of Geography, Yuvakshetra Institute of Management Studies, Palakkad. We are here with another lecture on the topic Unity in Diversity after a brief introduction of our country, India, in the last session. We often confuse these terms in a gentle way. For example, we confuse unity with uniformity and we confuse diversity with differences. In this session, we will discuss the meaning of unity and diversity and forms of diversity in India. The topic covered under this module are as follows: meaning of unity and diversity, forms of diversity in India, and finally the conclusion part. Rabindranath Tagore, the first Indian citizen who won the first Nobel Peace Prize for Literature in 1913, once said that the significance which is in unity in diversity and eternal wonder. A feeling beautifully elucidated by Tagore, unity indeed is wonderment if embraced. What makes us human in our sense of togetherness, especially in times of all crisis? This term is very appropriate to describe India, which is, in spite of being diverse with many languages, religions, castes, creed, etc., there is a feeling of oneness among people. The phrase unity in diversity is coined and used by Jawaharlal Nehru in his book Discovery of India. From the Indus Valley civilization to India today, Hinduism, Islam, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, Christianity, Zoroastrianism and many other religions peacefully coexist. As the great poet Rabindranath Tagore has put the diverse spirit precisely into our national anthem Jana Gana Mana. India is called the land of diversity because we have various types of food, speak different languages, celebrate different festivals, and practice different religions and traditions. Being a vast country with 5,000 years old civilization, she has given birth to world's most important religion. She even provided refuge to other reigning religions. People of many races have come to India and settled here. She absorbed them all into her blood and fraternized them as her children. The unity and synthesis and embodiments of Indian culture. Unity in diversity refers to the state of togetherness or oneness in spite of presence of immense diversity. India is a country of large diversity in its nature, people, culture, and so many things. Still, unity exists here as an integral part of the country. India is truly a complex nation. That is why it is often referred to as a subcontinent. The diversity of India has passed tremendous integration problem since its formation, yet in the very diversity that her population find enormous pride and joy. Now let us know the meaning of unity and diversity. Unity, it means integration, a sense of oneness, a sense of oneness. It is a social, psychological condition. It stands for the bonds which hold the members of a society together. Diversity, it means collective differences which marks off one group of people from another. It means variety of group and cultures. In India, all religions and cultures, different ethnicities are welcomed equally with proper respect. Still, people in our country are united when any issue arises. For this reason, India is known for its socio-cultural diversity, so the famous concept unity in diversity best fits on India. Now, let's look into the various forms of diversity in India. We have geographical diversity, racial diversity, linguistic diversity, cultural diversity. Let's discuss one by one in detail. First one, geographical diversity. The Indian peninsula has all the variety of relief features which makes India a remarkable country. Geographically, India can be divided into 4 regions. The first is Himalayan region or the northern mountain wall that extends from Kashmir in the west to Assam in the east. This region includes Kashmir, Kangra, Tehri, Kumaon, Nepal, Sikkim and Bhutan. The Himalayas in the north act like sentinels and separate us from Tibet and China. The second region is the Great and the Big Northern Plains, which are provided with water by the rivers like Indus, Ganges, Brahmaputra and their tributaries. Due to this, the region is most fertile and productive. The third region comprised of the plateau of central India and Deccan. The western Ghats and the eastern Ghats are stretched on the two sides of the Deccan, which meets at Nilgiris. The Coromandel coast stands between the eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. The region between the Arabian Sea and western Ghat is known as Konkan up to Goa, beyond which it is known as Kannada or Karnataka, while the southernmost part is known as the Malabar coast or Kerala. The ancient name of western Ghat was Sahyadri, while that of eastern Ghat Mahendra. Undivided India is as large as Europe without Russia. India contains about 1/5 of the total population of the whole world. Thus, the physical features of the country, with its numerous rivers and lofty mountains, favor a speculative bent of mind among the people living in these geographical regions. This geographical feature promoted the growth of composite culture of the country. Next, we will discuss on the linguistic diversity. Along with the physical variety, the most remarkable feature of India is the presence of the variety of human beings which she presents through her teeming millions. The people of India can be divided into four major groups on ethnic and linguistic grounds. The first group includes the Neolithic and Paleolithic men who inhabited in this country since the remote past. The second group of people belongs to the Mongoloid type and they are found in Bhutan, Sikkim and Nepal. The third group is identified as Dravidians living in the southern part of the country. The fourth group includes the tall and fair complexed Indo-Aryans living in the northwestern part of India. Gradually, they bowed the whole Gangetic Valley under their settlement. With the passage of time, the Dravidians and the Aryans came closer to each other. Other races like Persians, Greeks, Kushanas and Huns came to India at different periods and permanently settled in the country. From the 7th century onwards, Muslim invaders made India their hunting ground. The Arabs, the Turks and the Mughals came to India and settled here. The Indian subcontinent received a large number of migratory races, mostly from the western and eastern direction. Majority of the people of India are descendants of immigrants from across the Himalayas. Their dispersal into subcontinent has resulted in consequent regional concentration of a variety of ethnic elements. Thus, the racial diversity play a vital role in Indian society and culture. Next on is the language diversity. The people of India speak different languages. In India, there are separate group of people with their own language. Each of these people has its own literature. There is a very rich linguistic diversity in our country. Around 425 languages spoken. There are around 1652 dialects depending upon the geographical location. Main language is Hindi with Devanagari script. Second main language is English. Three main linguistic families in India are as follows: Indo-Aryan language family, Hindi, Urdu, Bengali, Assamese, Oriya, Sindhi, Marathi, Gujarati, Rajasthani, Bihari, Himali, etc. Dravidian language family, Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, Malayalam, Gondi, etc. Austric Language family includes Mundri, Shandali, Kasiho, Kariya, Birohar, etc. Other than this, we have the Sino-Tibetan language family in which languages like Manipuri, Mewari, Lepcha, Naga, etc. are included. According to the Indian Constitution, there are 22 official languages in India, only used in official and governance related work only. It is said that India is a veritable Tower of Babel. In the words of A.R. Desai, India presents a spectacle of museum of tongues. This linguistic diversity notwithstanding, there was always a sort of link languages, though it has varied from age to age. In ancient times, it was Sanskrit, in medieval age, it was Arabic or Persian, and in modern times, there are Hindi and English as official languages. Next, we will discuss on the religious diversity. India has number of religions spread throughout the length and breadth of the country. Religion related data in Indian census furnish a marvelous kaleidoscope of the country's rich and social composition. India has been the place of origin for many of them, whereas few religions of foreign origin have also flourished here. India served as the land from where the religions, namely Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism and Jainism have originated. At the same time, the country has imbibed several indigenous faiths and tribal religions. There is also to be found an equal variety of religions. All the world religions are found here: Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, Islam and Christianity. Originally, Brahminical Hinduism was the religion of the people, but the 6th century gave birth to two religions, namely Buddhism and Jainism. During the medieval period, Sikhism emerged as a new religion. Gradually, Persian, Zoroastrianism, Islam and Christianity also spread in India. Thus, India is a land of many religions. The people, therefore, differ considerably in the social habits, and cultural differences vary from state to state, which has become the fabric of Indian culture composite in nature. In India, religion holds utmost importance, and therefore this is the reason that India got the title of land of spirituality and philosophy all over the world. India has received this title due to its diversity of religion, beliefs, celebration, culture and languages, etc. Even though India is no state religion country, but you will find a diversity of religion ruling different regions. No matter which religion it is, the message of love and brotherhood comes from all the religions, regions and cultures of India. The rising level of immigration from other Western countries is causing variation in the religious diversity of India. The historical, preserved deep religious diversity of Western country is also entering India's religious diversity and also the ratio of people belonging to a particular religion. Now, let's look into the cultural diversity in India. Indian society is marked by high degree of variation which are determined by caste, class, religion, occupational pattern in a given territory. India's fundamental unity rests upon her peculiar type of culture. It is expressed through language, religion, literature, philosophy, customs, traditions, beliefs, art and architecture. Her adjustability, accommodation and spirit of tolerance enable Indian culture several studies. People in Indian society follow different customs and manners. People of different regions use different types of dresses, their eating habits and customs differ. Certain people are quite civilized while others are very backward in their customs. but all are differentiated internally. Traditionally, different religious groups have lived in India in more 5 or less peaceful coexistence. India is not religiously a homogeneous state, even though nearly 80% of population is Hindus. Ethnic diversity, regional differences are reflected in cultural patterns. Due to demographic diversity, Indian culture is extremely diverse and is a fusion of many other cultures. Every region, caste and religion has its unique tradition and culture. As a result, there are variation in music, dance, theatre and architecture. In short, India is a music of cults and customs, creeds and cultures, faiths and tongues, racial types and social system. This has made Indian society a multicultural society. In addition to the above described major forms of diversity, India also has diversity of many other types like settlement patterns, tribal, rural, urban, marriage and kinship patterns along religious and regional lines and so on. Next, factors leading to unity amidst diversity in India. The first one is constitutional identity. The entire country is governed by one single even. Most of the states follow a generalized scheme of three-tier government structure, thus imparting uniformity in national governance framework. Further, the Constitution guarantees certain fundamental rights to all citizens regardless of their age, gender, class, caste, religion, etc. The second one is interstate mobility. The Constitution guarantees freedom to move throughout the territory of India under Article 19, thus promoting a sense of unity and brotherhood among them. The third one is economic integration. The Constitution of India secures the freedom of trade, commerce and intercourse within the territory of India under Article. Further, the goods and services tax have paved the way for one country, one tax, one national market, thus facilitating unity among different regions. The next one is institution of pilgrimage and religious practices. In India, religion and spirituality have great significance. From Badrinath and Kedarnath in the north to Rameshwaram in the south, Jagannath Puri in the east to Dwaraka in the west, the religious shrines and holy rivers are spread throughout the length and breadth of India. And it is closely related to them is the age-old culture of pilgrimage, which has always moved people to various parts of the country and fostered in them a sense of geo-cultural unity. Next one is fairs and festivals. They also act as integrating factors as people from all parts of the country celebrate as per their own local. Example, Diwali is celebrated throughout by Hindus in the country. Similarly, Eid and Christmas are celebrated by Muslims and Christians respectively. Celebration of inter-religious festival is also seen in India. The next one is the climatic integration via monsoon. The flora and fauna in the entire Indian subcontinent, agricultural practices, life of people, including their festivities, revolve around the monsoon season. And the last one is the sports and cinema. These are followed by millions in the country, thus acting as a binding force across the length and breadth of the country. Coming to the conclusion of this part, the unity in diversity teaches us that despite our differences in caste, creed or race, these differences cannot keep us apart and we must remain eternally united to better our country. This is a most unusual occurrence that has occurred in our country. It not only keeps the nation unified and strengthened, but it also keeps the belief in coexistence with love, peace and respect alive in us. The country's particular culture, tradition, festivals, music, and dance make it an energizing and incredible country in the world. Still today, India remains one of the most ethnically diverse countries in the world and maintains its unity. Thus, India is a land of unity in diversity. Let's see important quotes given by Mark Twain and Albert Einstein. India is the cradle of the human race, the birthplace of human speech, the mother of history, the grandmother of legend, and the great-grandmother of tradition. Our most valuable and most instructive material in the history of man are treasured up in India only. Mark Twain. We owe a lot to the Indians who taught us how to count, without which no worthwhile scientific discovery could have been made. By Albert Einstein. By this, we conclude our session. See you all in the next session with more interesting topic. Till then, bye.